Right now, someone just walked into a car dealership and made a decision that will cost them over $1 million. They have no idea. The salesperson isn't going to tell them. The bank won't mention it. And in 30 years, they'll be working when they should be retired, wondering what went wrong. I'm Zen, and today I'm breaking down the single biggest wealth killer in America. Picture this scenario. You finally land the job, 67 grand a year, benefits, the whole package. You've been grinding, and now it's paying off. You're in a parking lot after work, staring at a brand new pickup truck, black paint, leather interior, that new car smell hitting different. The price tag makes your stomach flip. But here's the thing. You've been rolling up to meetings in a beat-up sedan for 6 years. It's embarrassing. Your coworker just bought a Ram and won't stop posting Instagram stories from camping trips you know he never actually takes. Your dad drove a truck. Real success looks like a truck. The salesperson walks over, smooth, confident, leans against the hood like you already own it. And then comes the magic question. What monthly payment are you comfortable with? Not, can you afford this? Not, does this fit your financial plan? Just, what payment feels good? You're thinking somewhere around 8, maybe $900. That seems reasonable. You've done the mental math. It's not even a quarter of your paycheck. The salesperson smiles, says they can get you in for just over $1,000 a month. Suddenly, you're signing paperwork, documents you half read, terms you don't fully understand. And 20 minutes later, you're driving off the lot feeling like you just leveled up your entire existence. What you don't realize, what nobody in that building will ever tell you, is that you just torched your retirement. Let's break down what actually happened. That truck has a sticker price around $63,000. Add taxes, fees, the paint protection they convinced you to get, and the extended warranty just in case, you're at 70 grand. You put down 7. So you're financing $63,000 at 7% interest over 6 years. Here's the first gut punch. You're not paying $70,000 for this truck. Over those 6 years, with interest, you're paying over $84,000. And by the time you make that final payment, the truck is worth maybe $31,000. You just spent $84,000 on something worth $31,000. That's $53,000. Gone. Evaporated. For what? Heated seats and the ability to haul plywood you'll never buy? But we're not even close to the worst part yet. Let's say instead of buying that truck, you bought a used sedan for $15,000 cash. Nothing flashy, just reliable. And you took the difference, the $69,000 you would have spent, and put it in an index fund. Boring. Basic. 7% average return. And by the time you're 35, that money becomes $108,000. You're 45, $212,000. 55, $417,000. And when you hit 65, ready to retire, that same decision is worth over $800,000. One choice, truck or no truck. The difference between retiring at 62 or working until 74 because you need health insurance. Meanwhile, your buddy from college bought a used Accord for 12 grand, paid cash, looks broke compared to you. But he's been investing that same $1,000 a month you're sending to the bank. His account just crossed 43,000. You've made 38,000 in payments, and your truck dropped 21,000 in value. He's up 43. You're down 60. That's a $100,000 gap in 3 years. But in the parking lot, you look like the winner. Now let me show you what the next few years actually look like. Month 3. The payment is tight. You cancel your gym membership to make room. Except now you're spending way more on gas because this truck gets 18 miles per gallon instead of the 34 you were getting. Month 8. Check engine light. $380. Credit card. Year 2. Insurance renews. $2,600 annually. You thought it'd be $1,400. Year 3. You need tires. $1,200. You finance them. Year 4. Transmission service. Brakes. Alignment. $1,800 total. Your emergency fund that used to be $4,000, it's down to $340. Year 6. Final payment. You own the truck. It needs $2,400 in suspension work, and your coworker just bought a brand new Ram. Suddenly, your paid-off truck feels old. The cycle starts again. Here's where it gets truly insane. Most people don't just do this once. They do it every 7 years for their entire working life. Let's compare two people. Person A buys a $70,000 truck every 7 years from age 25 to 60. That's 5 trucks. Person B buys an $18,000 used sedan on the same schedule. The difference in monthly cost payments, insurance, gas, maintenance is about $1,000. That $1,000 per month, invested over 35 years at 7%, grows to $1.9 million. At 10%, $3.8 million. Person A spent their whole career making truck payments. At 60, they've got a 7-year-old truck worth maybe 35 grand. Person B has nearly $2 million. Same commute, same grocery store, same life. One person drove nicer vehicles, the other became wealthy. And now we get to the part that should genuinely make you angry. This isn't random. It's not bad luck. This is a system designed to extract wealth from the people who can least afford it. The dealership makes about $2,400 on the truck sale itself. But the real money? The financing kickback, the warranty upsell, the gap insurance, the paint protection. They make more money on the add-ons than the actual vehicle. And they do this every single day. You do it once every 7 years. This is not a fair fight. The bank doesn't care if you can actually afford this long term. They care if you make 6 months of payments, because by then they've bundled your loan with 10,000 others and sold it off. Your risk is someone else's asset. The insurance company has calculated that people with big auto loans file more claims because they're financially stressed. You're subsidizing everyone else's bad decisions while making your own. And the marketing. Every truck commercial shows mountains, boats, lumber, capability, masculinity. But here's the truth. 75% of truck owners tow something once a year or less. Only 7% tow regularly. The most common use? Commuting to an office job. Sitting in traffic. D. You're buying a $70,000 costume. And it's depreciating. Want to know what's truly perverse? The people who can actually afford these trucks don't buy them. Warren Buffett, worth over $100 billion, drove a 2006 Cadillac for almost a decade. Sam Walton drove a 1979 Ford until he died. Mark Zuckerberg drives a Honda Fit. They understand something fundamental. Wealth isn't what you drive, it's what you own that generates money while you sleep. Meanwhile, the average American has $87,000 saved for retirement and drives a $50,000 car. The person who looks rich is broke. The person who is rich looks boring. So what's the actual move here? Strategy 1. Rent when you need it. You need a truck 10 times a year? Rentals cost $100 each. That's $1,000 annually. Owning a $70,000 truck costs nearly $16,000 per year. You're paying $15,000 extra for convenience. That 15 grand invested over 30 years, $1.4 million. Strategy 2. Buy the base model. An F-150 XL starts at $39,000. The King Ranch, $74,000. Towing capacity, identical. Payload, identical. The $35,000 difference, leather and chrome, that becomes $679,000 over 30 years. Strategy 3. Buy used. A new truck loses $10,000 the second you drive off the lot. Buy 3 years old instead. Same truck, $23,000 cheaper. That's $439,000 over 30 years. Strategy 4. Buy what you actually need. A Ford Maverick Hybrid starts at $28,000, gets 42 miles per gallon, and does what 90% of truck owners actually need. The difference invested? $1.5 million. Strategy 5. The nuclear option. Buy a 3-year-old Camry for $18,000 cash. Total annual cost is $4,100 versus $16,000 for the truck. The difference invested becomes $1.1 million over 30 years. You lived the same life. You just became a millionaire. The goal isn't to be miserable. The goal is to recognize that every car, dollar, carries a 10 to 15 times multiplier over a career. A $70,000 truck is really a $700,000 to $1 million decision. Here's what nobody tells you in that dealership. That salesperson asking about your payment has done this 11,000 times. You've done it twice. If they keep you focused on monthly payments instead of total cost, they win. The system has no incentive to tell you the truth. You're about to destroy $500,000 in retirement wealth for something that won't make you happier 6 months from now. Researchers call it hedonic adaptation. The happiness boost from a new car lasts 8 to 12 weeks. Then it's just the thing you drive, but the payments don't reset. The opportunity cost doesn't reset. Here's what $500,000 in retirement actually means. Using the 4% rule, that generates $20,000 per year, $1,667 per month, forever. That's groceries, utilities, travel, freedom. That truck you bought at 25 didn't cost $70,000. It cost you $1,667 per month for every month of your retirement. Right now, over 7 million Americans are 90 days behind on car payments. Repossessions are surging. People believed they could afford it. The math worked on paper, and they're still drowning. Every $1,000 on a car is $15,000 you won't have later. Every payment is a choice between looking successful now and being successful later. The median American aged 55 to 64 has $185,000 saved. They need $1.2 million. They're $1 million short. And many are driving vehicles that cost them $500,000 in opportunity cost. You cannot spend your way to wealth. You cannot finance your way to freedom. The system isn't broken. It's working perfectly. It's just not designed for you to win. So next time you're in a dealership and someone asks what payment works for you, here's what you say. 0. I'm buying a used sedan with cash and investing the difference. Then you walk out. And 30 years later, while everyone else is still working to pay off trucks they bought to impress people they don't like, you're retired, free, on a beach somewhere, living off investments that grew while you slept. The choice is yours. You can look rich or you can be rich, but you can't do both. If this video just saved you $500,000, do me a favor, smash that like button, subscribe if you haven't already, and drop a comment telling me what car you're driving right now. Let's build wealth together, not debt. I'll see you in the next one.